Hi there, this is Sue from Miller's Laboratory. I have another flip through for you. I've been busy working in the laboratory this weekend, along with doing all my Christmas decorating. I also managed to turn out a little book, just a single one this time. And so we're going to flip through that. Just want to show you how it started out. A week or two ago, I posted some books. I posted a video and I listed them on Etsy, and there were little farm wife themed junk journals that I made with these Stampin' Up! Little chipboard mini photo albums that I was able to purchase at Goodwill. And in this little kit you also get what's meant to be a slipcase for your little album. So you would cover this with paper or whatever and just fold it up and glue it, and it makes a nice little case to put that album in. But I didn't use them for that, so I had all of these left over and I wanted to see if I could make something with them. And so that's how I got started with this little journal. And what I did is I just cut off these 4 rectangular flaps, and then I basically wound up with a book. You know, the 2 covers and the spine here. They have this little notch in them, but I thought that was kind of interesting and unique, so I decided to work with that. All right, so to start out, I did some collaging on the cover here, and I used some real grungy papers, and I used a matte gel medium to glue them down and also to cover them, so they're very protected, and I think this will be a really durable cover for you. It's the same, you know, collaging on the front and the back. On the spine I used some really thin fabric. It's actually from a sheet. It's nice and thin, but it's also really strong, so it works good for this. And then you can see I've just got 2 signatures in this, stitched in with just waxed linen. No pamphlet stitching here. We just put the eyelets in and stitched them through the pages. And then I have a little dangle on here, of course. Just a little tag from an old label. A bulb pin with a couple of little shank buttons on here, vintage shank buttons, and a couple of charms, a key and a little handmade charm. I try to put those on all my books. The closure is a piece of elastic strung through 2 eyelets on the back, and I used this nifty, cool vintage button just as a pull, so it makes it easy to pull that elastic and latch and unlatch it. All right, so let's flip through this guy. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit here if I can. All right, okay, so opening it up, I put a book plate on the inside for you, and you can see I just used some paper. I covered the inside of this with paper, and you can see the spine fabric here. I wrapped it all the way around. I'm just going to flip through here. This is an old index from one of those accordion file things that I got at a thrift store. This is a piece from a children's reading book, an old, like a Dick and Jane type book. On this page, we've got some legal paper that's coffee dyed, and a little pocket here. And inside this, I just tucked an old ad that I cut out, Michigan Theater, and it's just for some different movies. I think I'm gonna zoom back. You can't see the whole thing there. Alrighty, so just some oldies but goodies on there tucked in to look at. Here we have just a doily, and I put it on front and back here. This is from an old cookbook, and I folded it and made it into pockets. And inside here I tucked a little page from, I recently purchased a lot of the little leather library books, and they're just so cute because they're small. This one is from A Child's Garden of Verse. I love them because you can just tuck them into pockets in a book. This is some old vintage wrapping paper. I have a couple different ones in here. I thought they were kind of cool looking. This page, there was a stub here from a map, and I just attached some tickets, some coffee dyed tickets on there. This is an old page, a page from an old, one of those little pocket bird guide books. We have some ledger paper here. This is from an old science book. In the back, there was a place to put notes. Some brown construction paper that's really heavily coffee dyed. This is from a little golden book, the Goldilocks and the Three Bears. I have a couple different pages in here. There's the mama bear. And this is from an old vintage, just I think a Reader's Digest book, but it had this super cool coloration around the edges. I wanted to put that in there. Page from a hymnal. This is just a sack, one of those little paper sacks. I didn't do a thing to it. It's pristine white. I thought you might want to do something with that yourself. You could stamp on it, you could sketch on it, paint, you could use it for journaling, or you could collage on there or whatever you want. Inside here I just tucked a little page from an old calendar, 1952 calendar. This is from a calligraphy book. Some graph paper. That's from that calligraphy book again. And here's another vintage wrapping paper. And then this is the center of the first signature. It's a little envelope I made out of some architectural drawing book. And so I just made it into an envelope, cut the ends off and sewed it in, and then I just tucked in here a little, this is just a little collaged business card size card side. And in this one I have this little, it's like a souvenir from Greenfield Village, and so I tucked that guy in there. There's our calligraphy book again. Here's some more graph paper, and I just made that into a little pull-out, a little printed out milk cap, actually orangeade cap. It's not a real one, just to print out. And no, this is from that vintage Reader's Digest book. This is from the Three Bears again. Our construction paper, accounting paper. Here I have a little tip in with some math chart in the back, and then I just tucked this little vintage bridge tally in there. It's got a cute little pink tassel on it. This is the other half of that bird guide page. And then this is the other half of the map, and this one I made a pull down. So it's got a little tab there. You can pull it down. Here's our wrapping paper. Here's that other cookbook pocket page. And again, just another little leather library page tucked in there. This is a half of an index card that was coffee dyed. And on here, I've just clipped a little glassine bag. Oh, it doesn't want to come off. And in here I just put some little vintage buttons for you. Little old buttons that I thought you could use either in this journal or somewhere else. Back to our reader again. It takes you back reading about Flip the dog. And then that's the end of our first signature here. Second signature, this is some certificate cardstock that's coffee dyed. It's got that pretty gold edging on it. Another hymn page. This is from the Children's Reader again. That picture, isn't that cute? That little girl's name was Susan, and my name was Susan, so I loved that. On this page, I have just put a little envelope. Inside here is a antiqued or coffee dyed vellum heart tag. I still have a lot of that stuff around from scrapbooking. This is from an end paper, just some pretty, it's printed, it's not real, but it's marbleized paper. I thought was pretty. Calligraphy book. This is from an order form. And then this is the map page here that's made into a pocket. Just tucked a little tag in there with some stamps on it, just plain on the back. This is another one of those little pocket guides. This one is about trees. In here I tipped in again a math chart page forming this little pocket, and this is a little ticket from a Tim Holtz pack. Brown construction paper again. This is from a flower book, wildflower book, and just a little stencil with the letter H and a little miniature playing card in that pocket. I made it so that there's a pocket on the other side too. This is like a scorecard from a game. I don't remember what game it was, but it says word at the top, and then it has places to put your score. This is our little golden book again here. 3 beds, great big bed for the Papa Bear, and so on. Some accounting paper, construction paper, graph paper, and here I have a little bit of a brown paper bag. Again, I left this one plain. You can do with it what you like. I just tucked a card in here from the game Authors, Robert Louis Stevenson there. And then this is the middle of the signature. On the other side here, I just clipped this. It's an origami heart made into a paper clip. Graph paper. Flipping back through the signature now. Construction paper, accounting paper with a little pull tab, the 3 bears, and then here's our flower guidebook again. In this little glassine envelope, this one is really coffee dyed or tea dyed. I just tucked some little game pieces in here. Little vintage, you know, I pick up little games for the cards and for the little pieces. And these are like some little checkers or little bingo place things or whatever, but they're cute. On the other side here, I just put a few little tags. These are new. This is a printout, and then these 2 are like little stickers. The tree guidebook, the map with the pocket. Just another playing card. This one I thought was cool because some of the corners are rounded. I've never seen that before. Our order form, more of the calligraphy book, that marbleized looking paper, the reader. Just tipped in a little picture there of a painting of a lady. I think it's a lady. Him, and then the back of the signature is again that certificate paper. I have put my label here, and I signed it and dated it December 14th, 2020. Today is the day I finished it. Hoping to get this uploaded to YouTube tomorrow morning and also listed on my Etsy page. So thank you for joining me. I hope you like this little book, and take care. Bye-bye.